US President Donald Trump has reiterated his resolve for total dismantlement of Iran's nuclear program, leaving Tehran with an option to access the civilian nuclear energy under strict conditions. Now, the development comes on the back of stalled talks between Iran and the United States. The fourth round of talks were originally set for May 3rd in Rome but had gotten postponed. Now, Trump in an interview with the NBC News said that he does not want Iran to have nuclear weapons. Trump was clear in his demand and added that he was seeking a total dismantlement of the country's nuclear program. The US president, however, appeared to leave the door open for compromise, particularly in regards to peaceful nuclear development. Yet he warned that even peaceful nuclear programs could carry inherent risks. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio on May 1st warned that Iran against long-range missile development. His warning came along with fresh sanctions against Iran in the midst of the negotiations, which Iran termed as economic terrorism. Now, Rubio specifically asked Tehran to allow American inspections of their military nuclear sites as a recondition if it wanted a nuclear deal with Washington.
Iran simply needs to say, we've agreed to no longer enrich. We're going to have reactors because we want nuclear energy, and we're going to import enriched uranium. This is an opportunity for them if they take it. This is the best opportunity they're going to have. They like to say all they want is peaceful nuclear energy. Then they should not be afraid of inspections by inspectors of any kind, including Americans.
Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has criticized Rubio's claims, calling them misleading. In a scathing post on X, Araghchi said that repeating falsehoods will not change the basic facts. Now, Araghchi went on to say that multiple countries were involved in enriching uranium while rejecting nuclear weapons. Earlier, another meeting scheduled between the Europeans and Iranians was also cancelled. The talks involving France, the United Kingdom and Germany, collectively known as the E3, was scrapped a day later after the Washington-Tehran meeting was cancelled. Now, as the tensions between the United States and Iran continue to mount, with Trump announcing fresh sanctions for boycott of Iranian oil, violators, he warned, would face secondary sanctions. And for more on this, we have with us Dr. Mir Javed Anfar, who is a lecturer at Iranian politics at Reichman University in Israel, a West Asia analyst and co-author of the Nuclear Sphinx of Tehran, who is now joining us live from Tel Aviv. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
Dr. Javed Anfar, let me begin by asking that, the remarks come amid renewed tension over Iran's nuclear activities and also the stalled diplomacy following the collapse of the 2015 nuclear accords. Now, while Trump administration has not announced any new talks, what do you think that Trump's latest remarks may lay the groundwork for back-channel diplomacy? Do you think that's on the cards?
It really is difficult to know right now. On the one hand, the Iranians are very concerned about American demands for the dismantling of the Iranian nuclear program. And they're also concerned about the mounting tension, especially regarding the Houthis. The Houthis in Yemen have been firing at the state of Israel, have been firing missiles. Yesterday, one of their missiles almost hit our airport, our main airport. And President Trump has been threatening to attack Iran because of that. He's also been imposing tough sanctions against the Iranians. So there is concern in Iran that on the one hand, President Trump wants to talk, but on the other hand, while he's talking, he is increasing sanctions, new sanctions, very difficult, very tough sanctions. And he's also supporting Israel, who's threatening Iran. So at this point, the talks have been suspended. But I think ultimately the Islamic Republic will have to talk to the Trump administration, because as opposed to the Americans, the Iranian economy is doing terribly because of the sanctions. And this leaves Iran with no other choice, at least in the long term, other than negotiating with President Trump.
Right. Dr. Javed Anwar, now despite the hardline stance, Trump appeared to leave the door open for compromise, and particularly in regard to peaceful nuclear development. So what, according to you, would that compromise look like? And what kind of caveats could be foreseen for the negotiations to actually materialize into a tangible course of action?
Well, the Iranians are unwilling to discuss any demand for the total disintegration of Iran's nuclear program. The Iranians believe that this is their rights under the Non-Proliferation Treaty, the NPT, to enrich uranium. However, there has been concern from the American side and from the IAEA that Iran is enriching uranium up to levels that are very close to making a nuclear weapon, and that because of Iran's previous actions, such as not telling the truth about its secret nuclear program prior to the Iran nuclear deal, then Iran cannot be trusted. So this is a difficult situation. I think ultimately what the Iranians are looking for is return to the nuclear deal, to the 2015 Obama deal, which allows Iran to maintain its nuclear program, but with some changes. But overall, they don't want any big changes, and this is very important to note for your viewers. Iranians want some changes to the 2015, but nothing big. But I'm not sure, and I honestly cannot tell your viewers what President Trump will do, because he's such an unpredictable personality. You know, we have astrology in newspapers. People use astrologists to tell the future by looking at the stars where they're aligned. It's almost the same as Trumpology. It's almost the same. It's guesswork about the future based on what he says, what he said yesterday and what he said today. And just like astrology, it could be open to many interpretations and many mistakes, because President Trump is very difficult to predict.
Right, Dr. Javed Anwar, you've correctly said the unpredictability has been quite a defining feature of Trump 2.0 so far, but we'll be closely monitoring the situation as it develops. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast.
Thank you.